Hey everybody, it's Pete. Good morning. It is Monday morning, August 31st, last day of August, heading into a Labor Day weekend. Next weekend, the market's actually closed a week from today. It is a continuation, as of right now, pre-market of this 9-week rally that we have going on, which is essentially all of July and all of August. If you look at the daily chart of the SPY, we actually had one little tiny negative close from the open by about 3 cents. So for all intents and purposes, a 9-week rally where the SPY ETF basically closed over the open price, which is just a really good environment to be trading in right now. However, I do want to caution you in a way that is respectful of the fact that the market just keeps going up every day. That's not normal. So you have to, start making sure that you're looking at both sides of the street, and if and when the market does see a little bit of profit taking, that you're fully prepared for it. And that's a big part of trading. Is we all love making money. We all love seeing it fly in our direction. We all love waking up every morning and see that green on the screen. But there are two sides to the market, and I'm not telling you to trade scared. I'm just telling you to be prepared. There's a monster difference between the two. So we actually have a bunch of trades that kind of piqued our interest a little bit. Some trades that we're actually still managing profits. We'll take a look at, obviously, that the conversation of the day is the Apple stock split and where it's opening. What does that mean? We had quite a few people ask, should I sell it because of the stock split and buy it back later? I personally think that's silly town. If you like the stock, you like the stock. Why would you sell it because of the stock split? It's still the same company, right? So anyway, we're going to get into the charts. We have some stuff peeking out the other side that became interesting last week. Financials peaked up a little bit. Casinos peaked up a little bit. Airlines, casinos, Starbucks, stuff that hasn't been in play that much. And it seems like the rotation is just amazing. And if you're doing a good job at game planning, which as we do it on the 7s. You do it 7 o'clock at night. You review it 7 o'clock in the morning and have your game plan going into the day. You should be pretty prepared right now. There's plenty of good opportunity right now. At this point, it's really just a question of managing those winning trades and timing your entries. Timing your entries is a big deal too. So anyway, if you like these channels, if you find these videos helpful, definitely please click down and subscribe. You'll get updates, and that would mean the world to me. As well as if you want to trade with me for the next 30 days. September promises to be just as awesome as August and July has been. Click down and learn about the boot camp, see how other people are doing, and maybe you might find it's the right investment for you. So we're going to head over to the charts, and we're going to start out with looking at the market, actually. So taking a look at the SPY first, you can get a glimpse of what I meant by this 9-week rally. This 1 day here, this 1 week, July 20th, we actually closed negative from the open by 4 cents. But you can see that this rally just started at the beginning. We're through and actually new all-time high. So really this line doesn't really matter anymore because Friday's close was the new all-time high in the SPY. So look, we're positive again. The futures are positive again. Although they're down a little bit from where they were prior, we're still positive. So we're still looking at one side of the market. We're not looking to short sell anything right now, that even though there might be some setups. The easier side of the market is the obvious side of the market, which is where all of that money is just flowing right now. And again, as I say this, remember what I said at the beginning of the video, it really comes down to not trading with reckless abandon and just saying that the market goes up every day, because right now it has been, even what feels like a vicious sell-off intraday, and especially at the end of the day, is just get met by more buying about an hour later. And I'm telling you, that's not a normal market. It is a bull market environment, but we can't ignore what's going on in the world. So I'm just telling you, be prepared and have both sides of the market in your mind and manage the trades the same way you're managing them now. Just make sure that you're looking at both sides of the street. So obviously, Apple is the stock that everybody's going to be talking about today. The split, 124.81, trading up a little bit, probably up right around 125 when the market opens today after the split. I had a bunch of people ask me over and over and over again about Apple and Tesla last week. Should I sell it? Should I buy it? What should I do heading into the stock split? Look, the bottom line is the stock split should not affect whether you want to invest in a stock or not. If you like the company, if you like the stock, if you like the volatility, trade it, own it, do whatever you want. The stock split should not influence whether or not you want to get out. When the dividend is prior to the stock split, blah, 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 all these questions. If you like the stock, buy the stock, hold the stock, trade the stock. Don't let the stock split change that. However, now there's going to be a flurry of people who could not buy the stock prior who now have an opportunity to get involved with what we call more meaningful shares at a different price level. So it's going to be very interesting to see how it unfolds over the next month. But look, everybody's asking me what always happens. Nothing is always, but this is probably one of the best companies in the world. The likelihood of it going higher is pretty darn good. Pretty darn good. So what am I going to do with trading it? I'm going to look for it to catch a bid at Friday's low, which looks like it's already done with the stock adjusted price. As long as it's above the open price this week, I'm going to continue to look to be a buyer. There might be a little bit of a shove to the downside, but I'm not anticipating that. CRM, getting into some other trades. CRM actually, spelled that wrong, CRM. You can see what it did last week, just an amazing, amazing week. We're actually looking for follow-through. There's no reason in the world not to continue looking for it. So I guess inside day on Friday, consolidation after this monster gap. We're still looking for Target to do something, which actually closed on the lows or near the lows on Friday. So a little bit of a blip, but CRM is probably in for what we saw in Target. But just from a pure perspective of tape reading on Friday, we're looking for it to trade over 275 today for a new swing trade. As long as it's above Friday's close, we can continue to continue to day trade it. So here's what happened in the last 5 days since this monster, amazing day of trading after earnings on Target. We kept waiting and waiting and waiting. This 3-day consolidation did not break out to the upside like we expected, kind of leaked, dripped to the downside, and traded into a consolidation day again on Friday. Absolutely looking to be long this stock today. There's no reason not to be. The gap held. Didn't even come close to filling the gap. The bid is still under the market. There's no reason to be looking to sell it. It's just a question of where are you getting long. Honeywell is one that we started watching last week, and you can see this level here was really the level we were looking to get through. We have a little bit of resistance at 172 and then up at 180, but for a slower grinding move, this still looks good too. I like the pause at the breakout level as well. Hopefully you were in the community in the boot camp with us on Friday. And again, this is not after the fact. You can ask anybody who was in the room with us on Friday. We were just all over this the first 2 hours of the trading day. We also nailed literally the top where I told everybody right around 10 o'clock, 10:30, especially right around 10:30. I said, look, this is the first time the stock is exploding through there. All of the afternoons that we've been having, the market has just been drying up heading into this Labor Day weekend and the end of the month. And you can see that that was actually a pretty good decision. Some people carried it overnight, but if you're in the right trades and the right stocks, the boot camp can be an annual investment for free just by one trade if you're in the right stock. So what's the play here? Look, obviously it got above this level. The all-time highs are right around here on 176, so we're within sniffing distance of that as well. This is one of those stocks that's feast or famine. You can see that there's weeks of nothing, and then you get these explosions. These 2 days made our month. Wednesday and Friday, just two amazing trading days again. So it's going to be, got to see if it's going to hold the bid today. I do like it though. Walmart is one that's been a little confusing to quite a few people. You can see it's actually opening lower again today. Look, let's just be straight up about this. Well, you're not trading the charts in Walmart right now. You're trading the news that's coming out every other day, whether it's Walmart Plus fighting Amazon, whether it's Walmart, Microsoft, and TikTok. You're trading the news in Walmart right now. This is not Sam Walton's Walmart back in the day where it just slowly moves $1 every week. It's in the news every day. This is big news every day. It's tradable. It's absolutely tradable. I'm not calling swing trades on this right now. I'm not giving price targets on this right now because every other day it seems like a new news story comes out, whether it's good or bad or earnings. It's trading off of news. So you have to be an active trader reading the tape over the last 3 to 5 days. That's how you're going to be trading the stock. I will be in it with you, though. A couple of trades that unfolded perfectly last week. Hopefully if you were in the room with us last week, we actually said 45 was our target in EAT. You can see it exploded 13% on Friday. I recommended that you scale out or get out of most of it because it hit our target, and that's trading. If trading hits your target, you don't want to cut your profit short, but this did reach our level and had a huge expansion in price action and volume. So if you held some of it, awesome. If you got out of all of it, that's awesome too. You're following your plan. That's what's more important. And now we look for another opportunity. Run and VSLR are two trades that we had. We were stalking these swing trades. We had a really nice push. Pause for about 2 weeks, another push, a pause, and 2 more days of momentum. So this was another trade that's unfolding well. So getting into the casinos, So we're going to take a look at WYNN. WYNN finally broke through this level, which is super interesting because you can see going back all the way into April, also trading off the news. This is, it doesn't have to be complicated, right? And now we're through this. So let's see if we can stay through there. And just now, again, how do I find which stocks to trade? Well, you pay attention. That's what you do. So you got MGM, you have LVS, all popping through resistance levels. I think probably WYNN out of all of those, to me, is the most tradable and could move the furthest, the fastest. It remains to be seen. Hilton actually is interesting too. Again, getting with these get out of the house type stocks, you can see that we've actually now cleared this short-term resistance with plenty of room to go to 116. So it's going to be interesting to see if we could follow through here today as well. Sticking with this theme, RCL now has broke out. This is pretty interesting. So now we popped and paused. So expect this stock to pause for a few days to prove it can stay at the 70 level. Then we're looking at 80, which is pretty darn interesting. And CCL as well. So out of the two, RCL I like better. NVIDIA also at all-time highs again. And what's most interesting about this, and the fact that it's opening higher, is awesome. We actually had earning disappointment here, reversed, and one of the few stocks that had earnings guidance disappointment that disappointed and pushed up and paused. So really, it went sideways for 4 days. I get questions all the time. Why are my swing trades timing off? Why am I swing trade? Because you're not doing the research. And when I say research, you're not putting in the time, because that stock went sideways for 4 days and gave you all the time in the world. And today it's opening up $4 higher. Wow, I can't even speak today. I guess I need another cup of coffee. So there's plenty of opportunity here. You have to learn to time your entries better. And if you're not doing that properly, you need to be in the boot camp. It's such a tiny investment for what you get for 30 days of learning how to be in this prior to this 4-day move to the upside. MasterCard and Visa, my gosh, look at this, MasterCard, Visa. And I'm pulling this up because I want to make a point. On Friday, I called that I'd be exiting into this move last week. And that's what traders do. When a real trader says, I have my target, I hit my target, this is what the stock normally does, I'm scaling out, you get out and you don't bitch and moan about what the stock does after you get out. You broke up with it. Go find the next person, go to the next trade, look at the next idea. Don't think backwards. If that was what your strategy said, get out. So I'm out of this and now I'm looking for new opportunities. So my story stays the same here. Again, on a new higher opening, I'm a swing trader and I'm a day trader. I'm not investing in these stocks. So if you're watching these and looking for new opportunities, I am looking for the stock to see what is it going to do over the next 3 to 10 days and then look to do it again. The next 3 to 10 days and then do it again. If it meets my target or if it has price action that tells me it's saturated, I'm going to get out and look for the next trade. So these two stocks, they met my criteria. An interesting one though, Starbucks is just starting to clear some levels. So you can see the trade here. We're basically looking at another $7 because now it's cleared this level. So it really needs to stay above 85 to justify the trade, but we have a minimum of $6 to $7. And honestly, if it catches a bid and the world starts getting back to normal, would not be shocked if Starbucks a month from now is at 100. And last but not least, Groupon is super interesting here. Got called out over here by Stella in our community and just really stepping up, push and pause, push and pause, push and pause. So now that it paused for 4 days, what should be the next move? We should be pushing through 35, looking for a possible run at 57. So we got some opportunities today. Just want to point out the banks again. Goldman Sachs, again, the stock has been a mess. We get these couple of days where buying comes in. Same thing with JP Morgan. And you can see it gets back on our radar, but there's just no order flow here, everybody. Pay attention. DocuSign is another one that's been a really easy stock to trade. And I'll pull up the weekly chart. This is just choppy as heck right now. So there's plenty of opportunities. And today we're kind of actually in a little bit more trade management mode. And look, the bottom line is we called out about 5 or 6 stocks that still have some opportunity and trade management on another 5 or 6. Both of those sides of the equation are just as important. Managing winning trades as well as finding the next opportunity. I think it's obvious Apple stock split is going to be on everybody's mind. Going to be a massive amount of volume in that stock today. So my point is this. There's going to be a stock that everybody's going to be looking at today. It's going to have plenty of attention, plenty of options to trade, plenty of volatility, plenty of day trading and swing trading opportunities. You don't need a monster list today. You just need to have the right ideas. If Apple's too expensive for you, you can start to look at some of those other stocks that are also in play such as the, the casino stocks, the cruise line stocks, and don't forget about Penn Gaming today. That might be in play today too. It got a downgrade this weekend, so that should be. It's a 40. I think it's a $50 stock now. It's gone up so fast. Trading into the 30s now. It's in the 50s. That's going to be on my radar as well today. So a lot to do, but you don't need to be all over the place today. Keep an eye on Apple today. Have a great day, everybody.